Hello, Pete.
Hey, Nikolai, hey everyone. All right. We'll wait for I think 5 minutes until.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Okay, so all of you are muted, but you can ask questions in the chat section. I'll be compiling the questions, and the last 20 minutes we're gonna have Q&A session and try to answer as many questions as possible. We also have compiled questions from the forms, from the registration forms, and we're gonna also answer as much as possible at the end of the webinar. The webinar will be recorded. Mykola is already recording it, so it's gonna be on our YouTube channel and sent to all of you to email. So
yeah, Pete, I already was able to answer a few questions and
great,
help
great.
one customer.
Yeah, just to kind of let you know what we're going to talk about today. Probably you already saw, but today we're going to cover some basics first. We're going to cover fields, the difference between fields, profile fields and match preferences. I know majority of you already know about this, but we want to go from the basics up, and then we're going to go to the lists and types. There was a new system update. A lot of you were confused, which is not your fault, so we're going to try to help you with that. Then we're going to move to submission forms, how to add, also fields there, how to make some fields mandatory, so all the fields are filled in during the submission on your website or whatever. So that is the topic for today.
And Pete, I'm going to not improvise actually, but based on the questions we have in the form initially, I will touch base on the submission forms a little bit more. And I want to share the best practice based on my understanding, how to set up a submission form to make the process as easy, as acceptable as possible for clients to submit. Because having long forms sometimes it's an issue. That's why I will also explain and let you know my vision, and based on my experience, it's the best possible way to set up the submission process. So we will also talk about some best practices.
Perfect. I just want to say hello to everyone that joining just right now, and to repeat maybe a few more times. Today we're going to talk about basics, fields, types and lists, and how to use them, submission forms. And we're starting in, I think in 2 minutes, we can already start. And then who joins, I guess they will they'll just plug in. So
yeah. We will have a recording.
Yeah, we're going to record a call. It's going to be on a YouTube channel, and we are going to share it with you via email. So maybe, Mykola, you can maybe share your screen and just prepare, and I think we can start in 1 minute.
Yeah. I already know where to start, and you know what? I'm doing it like almost every day when I'm meeting with a new customer. I'm always touching this basics of the system, so it will be an easy one for me.
Yeah, in next few webinars, we're going to do it every week. So in next few webinars, we're going to talk about some more advanced features and workflows like automations, like tasks. We're going to cover also member portal, some add-ons. We're going to talk about our API and how you can build pretty much any front-end app and connect it to SmartMatchApp or connect SmartMatch to other systems. So we're going to cover many different topics, but this is where we start. All questions could be asked in a chat here. I'm going to compile them, and at the end we're going to have a Q&A session. We're going to try to answer as much as possible and try to make everyone happy. So that's it.
That's our goal.
I think you can start, Mykola.
Yep. Let's move on, guys. So I will share my screen, so you will be able to follow me. I will go to my test account called Video. Most probably a lot of you already have seen this account because we are creating video podcasts with team every week. We are talking about SmartMatchApp, about some new or old features. But let's start with basic and let's cover these basics. So fields, First, in SmartMatchApp, we have an ability to add and customize fields to your customers' profiles. And we always separate the profile into two pieces, actually. A profile whose Eliza is, everything about her, and her record is empty, so maybe let me just find somebody who has an information here. Yep. And we allow you to create different types of fields, select, multi-select, integer number, and I will cover it a little bit later. I will show you where to create these fields actually. And the other part of the system, another part of the profile actually, we call match preferences, and these fields actually determine what this customer is searching for. So match preferences is actually something like a safe search in your system, but based on this safe search, then our system will show potential matches for this client. Just one click. I will not dive deeper into this part. So once both sites are updated and completed, you can go to matching, refresh potential matches, and system will provide you a list of potential matches based on profile and preferences. But that's all. I will not dive into matching. That's one of our next webinars topics. How to create fields. Profile fields are always under settings, client and fields section. Here you can create a few different groups of questions if you want to. And also you can add new fields by pressing plus field button, add a label, select the type of the field. We have a lot. Most common are select, multi-select, or text fields, but if you have unique cases, you can also add file fields, time fields, web links, a lot of different stuff. And then the next step is to select a group where this field will be located. So pretty simple. Once a field is created, you can edit the field name, so everything is editable here. You can rearrange an order of the fields in the profile. If it's select or multi-select, you can add or edit choices, and it's completely under your control. You can go to this section, revisit it, change something, no need to, like, I will be happy to help and our team will be happy to help you, but for these updates, we allow you to do whatever you want. So generally speaking, talking about basics in the field section, that's all. Just one thing I want to mention. We have a client inspector tool in SmartMatchApp, and you can add up to 10 fields to be visible in the client inspector. And let me show you how it looks like. I think all of you, you've seen this eye icon in the system, but I can bet only a few clients actually use this eye icon. And this eye icon is actually client inspector. So no need to open Ella's profile to check something which is really critical to you to know about Ella. You click on the eye icon. And here we have the list of fields I have added there under client inspector. So you can check age, relationship status, ethnicity, religion, and everything else was visible under inspector. This eye icon follows our clients or your clients through the whole system. So you can find it in your potential matches. Instead of opening Adam's profile, you can click here and check some information about Adam. Same in matches, and everywhere you can find a customer record, this eye icon will follow. So I will stop here for a second.
Mykola, I have one thing I would love to cover, which is if you go back to the fields in the settings, just spend maybe 1 more minute talking about the sidebar option.
Okay.
Talking about the client type option, and maybe I think that's it. We're talking also.
Yeah. I just wanted I wanted to cover this part with types. Okay. But okay, we can cover it now. Sidebar group. What is it actually? You can select which fields will be visible under your client profile when you open a profile. And as you can see, I have covered first name, last name, email, phone, location, gender, and sexual orientation to be in a sidebar group. So now if I will go to my premium type, I will open LS profile. That's a list of fields I will see under LS profile here in this group. And it's customizable. You can add whatever you want. We do not have an actual limit to a number of fields to be added here, but let's be pretty reasonable, like 10 fields. If you will have more, it's a lot of scrolling to actually find this information. So that's it. Actually, that's about sidebar group. Now let's jump to lists and types, because we just make this big update. We separated types here under the database. So now you do not have actually a page called clients. And premium customers are here under premium type. Basic customers are here. But you do not like, why do we need types and why we implemented types actually in the past? The overall idea why we have implemented types to make the matching more flexible. That's one. And to allow you to have actually different types of records in the same database. Because potentially some of you're dating matchmakers, but also you have a separate list of your partners within the same SmartMatchApp account. And then you can create, in my case, I have premium and basic, and I have separated them by types. But let's just imagine instead of premium and basic, we have client and partner. And then you can select which fields will be visible to your partners and to your clients and under your partners and clients profiles based on the type. Because partner profile will be different. Or let's assume maybe it's a project or a business, or we have a lot of non-dating matchmakers, and a type can be, let's say, startup and investor. And they will have different fields, they will have different submission forms to complete. That's why you can create these types if you want to. And then under the field section, you can create a separate group of questions. Let's say, again, let's assume basic information. It's a profile of an investor or of your client. And then another group of questions will be for your partners or startups. And then here under the settings, you can say, okay, about me will be only visible to basic clients, and it will be hidden from premium. So now if I will go to my premium clients and I will open somebody's profile, basic information is not there anymore. But if I will go to basic and open my basic client profile, these additional fields will be visible. So it adds a lot of flexibility to the setup process, especially if you have a few different types of customers, of records in your business model. And also how we can use types and how we use types. You can set a matching rule under the type. You can say premium type will be matched only with other premium types. So we will not going to match a premium client or anybody who has a premium type assigned with any other types in the system. And we can set the same rule for basic. Basic only match with other basics or with no one. Let's say if it's a partner type, no need to match your partners. It's just a record in your database. Just one question. If I covered everything, I think so, but you are a listener, I am a talker. So just let me know if it's clear, or maybe you have some questions.
I would love to cover. Okay, Corey actually raised the hands. I cannot. The issue is I cannot actually unmute only Corey, and I'm afraid if I unmute 20 people, it's gonna be.
Yeah, so I have a question. So when you go, if you could go back to the fields, I've been seeing entity come up a lot. in some of these profiles. What exactly is entity mean?
Entity name was actually designed for cases when you do not have first name and last name. For example, again, if it's a project or if it's a company, instead of a real human being, then instead of first name and last name, you can use entity name. If you do not need it, and as you can see, I do not have an entity name in my account, you can click here on an entity name, delete it from your system, and just forget about it. So when we made this migration from an old version to a new, we automatically created this entity name. But if you have no use of it, you can remove it and keep only your first name and last name as it was before.
Okay, so it's designed for like either businesses or, like you said, a project or something.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
My pleasure.
Mykola, I think one thing that would be cool to cover is listing type section regarding the show cover, if it's there, show cover option.
Yeah, okay. So potentially in the sidebar group here, you can have a few image fields. It could be a case. It will be pretty unique, but still. And then, first of all, you can select under the types for each specific type which field, which picture field or image field will be visible as a cover photo. But if you don't want to have covers at all, again, let's assume it's a business matchmaking or something like this. You just deselect it here. And now if I will go to my premium records, I do not have a cover. If the picture is here, but it does, since it's added to the sidebar group, but it doesn't take so much space. And if I will remove it from a sidebar group, I will have only first name, last name, email, phone, location, gender, and sexual orientation.
Let's remove it to show, just to show, because this is a different. This was not available.
Let me just move a cover to a group basic information. Now, so you'll go to premium and open LS profile. No cover here. It's just an information about the client. I don't think for the most of dating cases it will work, but just to show you how it can be organized and reorganized now, that's a way to do it. So yeah, I will fix my setup later, so let's not waste our time here. And lists, actually, in SmartMatchApp, you have a system of lists or tags. You can create as many tags as you want. In my case, I have only few, but it could be everything, anything you want. Like we have new lead, paid client, free member. You can add additional text here. I don't know, like.
I have one interesting use case for the list, just so you can have in mind how you can use it for sorting your database. Yesterday, I had a question from one of our clients asking me, can I help in figuring out how this particular member came into their database, like how they joined, was it a submission form or what happened? So if you have more submission forms, 2 websites maybe, or maybe just one submission form, and then you have a Zapier connection of some sort, you can create 2 or 3 different lists, and one list will be a submission form, second list would be, let's say, a Zapier connection, and then automatically assign this list to all members who came in through submission form. So you can use lists to just to have an idea where your client's coming from. For example, the other one could be, of course, sorting them based on if they're paid or free client or new lead. So and also in automations, like assigning lists to automations.
We will cover it in, maybe not next time, but within one of our webinars. So you can create these tags. They can be assigned automatically, as Peter just explained us, or manually for each of your clients. So you go to customers records, you add them to a new list here, and then on your main database here, you just can filter your clients based on these tags. Whoever is a paid client will be here, and that's all. And again, list following the client record everywhere. So if you will go to matching, you have this list visible also in the suggestion section. You have this list visible in your matching section. So it's just an additional criteria to reorganize, organize, or to filter your database using these tags / lists.
I have one question for you, Mykola. Maybe it will be helpful for everyone here. So is there any way that we could search for only one list? So for a client with only one list and not the other list, like using advanced search for lists. How far can we go there? Maybe give us some examples.
Yeah, I will improvise here, Pete, if you don't mind. If you go to advanced search, we can use list as one of the search criteria. Equal and paid client, let's say, but I'm not sure, Pete. I am not sure if this equal will work, because no, we have all other lists assigned to a client. I have a way to do it, but it will be a little bit complex and it will take some time to create a report and then filter the report. And Pete, if you can help me here, because this question is a little bit tricky, how to search only for one list instead of having all other lists visible here, then do it.
Well, I was thinking to use AND or logic in our advanced search. So like a list equal to paid clients and list not equal to something else. So it doesn't contain.
Oh yeah, but it's it's searchable. It will be searchable. I got your idea, but it's too complex to apply a logic like this. So then you should go to list.
Not contains, maybe?
Not contains, and select all other lists except paid clients, like this.
Let's see what is.
Yeah,
so this
way is gonna work.
So you can use basically, if you go back to advanced search, so there are two rules, and or. So just be careful in between those two searches. It says that list should equal to paid, and the list cannot contain these other lists. So it's a very powerful way to, like, you can be creative in searching through advanced search for lists or maybe some other fields. And I know it because we use our system. I spend a lot of time doing this search.
Yeah, so, that's true. Thank you for sharing. So, okay, and we have some time to cover submission forms and how to create, how to manage submission forms, and I want to share the best practice on how to use submission forms to collect your client's data. So let's assume we are done with fields. We are done with matching criteria since when field is created and it's select, multi-select, or anything else, you can convert it into a matching criteria by adding a connected field here. I don't think I have an example. Yeah, let's say you have a profile field, language is spoken, it's a multi-select. Then you can create also a match preferences field. I want to meet somebody who knows these languages with a multi-select. So once it's finished, then next step is a submission form. You can create an unlimited number of submission forms in SmartMatchApp. We don't have any limitations. Let's just use mine as an example here. So I have a submission form. I go to the field section, and as you can see, I have only a few fields in the submission form. If I will click open form button, it will be extremely short. But in my system, I have a lot of other criteria. So if I will go back and we will go to my fields, I have a list of fields. We will go to my matching. It's also there. And potentially, you can add all of these fields to your initial submission form. But what I've seen, and what I realized, if your clients, let's assume I am a client, if I will see a form that contains like 40 or 50 fields in front of my eyes, and I do not have an hour of a free time to complete it, I will rather skip this form submission, and then maybe I will even forget to do it later when I will have a free time. That's why we have a tool called Request Profile Update. And let me just show you how to do a setup here. So under submission form, first of all, we have an auto reply message. I will not stay on each of these sections because it will take too much time. If a lot of you will ask us to cover this within one of our next webinars, we will touch base here. We will stay on submission forms and settings for longer. But here we have an auto reply message. You can personalize it by using a shortcode. So we have base first name, base last name, base email, and base phone here. And also, we have auto send profile update and auto redirect to profile wizard. So, and how it's gonna work? Again, I do not have a lot of time, enough time to show you how to set it up. If you want some help and if you feel it's gonna help you, just let us know. We can jump on a call and I will assist you, or somebody else from our customer success team. But we have a short form in front of my eyes. Let me just be a customer here. I have to add a picture. Give me a second. I have a few fake pictures here, like this one. I will add my email with an alias to be able to submit the form, since SmartMatchApp doesn't allow to resubmit a form with the same email address, and most definitely I already have a record in the system. Then location is not required. In this case, mail. I will enter my birth date here. We can enable captcha option for you if you want to. It's under form settings to avoid some spam. And I will press submit. What's going to happen next? SmartMatchApp will automatically redirect me to an extended questionnaire. So here I can add all the additional information about me. You can select which fields will be required in this request profile update tool, in addition to required fields in the form. Here I can go back, I can go forward, I can go to the last part where I can add up to 10 additional photos. I have here my match preferences, so I also can complete this part. And then once I will press done, everything will be saved. But before I will press it, I will go back to SmartMatchApp, and I can see that my record was already created. Even if it's empty, or almost empty, only an initial information, like first name, last name, email, phone, location, cover, and my age. From here, you can deal with this record. Even if a client will skip this step and will not update the full profile immediately, you can then check it in one day if it's still empty. You can manually send request profile update, the same widget, and ask client to update a profile. But in addition, I got an auto reply. I will not go to my inbox. I have a lot of emails there, but I will go to send emails. And I have an auto reply from this system. And you can adjust it in your systems to do something like this as well. To add additional information to your profile, please use a button. Or it's critical to update your profile, please use this button. And then this button will also redirect them to request profile update widget, and they will be able to complete a profile in the evening or the next day. You are in control for how long this widget will be alive in SmartMatchApp. It doesn't require an access to be created. It's just a public link, so customers, they do not need to have login credentials. And once it will be expired, and we can control for how long it will be alive under settings client profile update. In my case, it's 3 days, but you can change it to 1, 2, 5, 1 month, or you can even keep it active forever, but then clients will be able to update profiles whenever they want. And you can update a completion text here. And once they press done, a message can appear on the screen telling them, thank you for your registration, or updating your profile, whatever you want. So it's actually really the best practice, because we have a few questions from you through this submission form. Like, it's hard to complete a form. Clients do not see which field was required. They can't submit a profile. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. We have Christine actually raising a hand. Can you unmute her? Okay.
Yep.
Hi. So how would we troubleshoot? So we're having a problem now where when we send that link out, it's still coming back incomplete. It's not allowing them to submit it. So when I tested it and I filled it out myself, it doesn't allow us to submit the form. What could possibly be the issue that would cause that problem?
It could be, generally speaking, anything, Christine. If you don't mind, because unfortunately we do not have a time for troubleshooting, just email me right after this webinar.
Okay.
And I will investigate and I will do my best to help. That's the best option we have.
Okay, thank you.
All
My
right.
pleasure.
Macbeth raising a hand. How can we unmute?
Hi there, thank you. Quick question, Mykola, we discussed this already in the past. I know that it's not possible to resubmit a form. Yeah, so the client, if come back, sometimes we have clients that they come back after 3 months. So they resubmit the form and then we are not able to see them.
Yeah, they can't resubmit a form. We do not allow to do it. But what we can do, and let's cover it together. So first of all, our submission form has an existing client text. So if somebody will try to submit a form and a record for this client already exists, an email already exists, you can add this message, whatever. It seems like your profile already exists. Please contact us. That's one. And some contact details, how to reach out. So then if they will try to resubmit, they will see this message and they will contact you. And also in the automation section, it's a more in-depth stuff, but let's just do it. It will take me a few clicks to do it. So we have a trigger, client submission exists. So system will check as soon as somebody will try to submit a profile. And if this record is in SmartMatchApp already, send request profile update. So, and here I can select an action, send request profile update. So when somebody will try to submit a form and record is already there, system can automatically send them an email with this request profile update preset. You can select who is the sender. It's an agency or one of the agency users. You can add a message, like we have your record in our system already. If you want to update it, please use this button to do it. And this automation can actually completely replace the submission form when they try to resubmit it.
Am I going to get an email, Mykola, so I know that this person has tried to resubmit the form?
System will know it. If they will enter the same email, which already exists. So in my case, if I will go to one of these clients, so if somebody will try to submit a form using an email ella@white.com, system will recognize this email will recognize who the client is in your account and send this automatical request profile update or just an email.
But the agency user won't be notified, correct?
We can also enable a notification about client submission exists. It could be the part of the same automation.
Okay.
We can add.
So
yeah. We can add another action here, send notification to agency user. So maybe I missed it. So
cool.
I can help you with this one. Just let me know, email me, and let's set it for you.
I will. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We have, I think, 25 more minutes, and one last thing that I would love to. I think let's break here when it comes to presentation and jump to the Q&A. One last thing I would love to add is that I had one question from a client asking, just being confused, where do we actually build the fields, and then how to build a preset of fields, how to build the form fields. So if you can just explain really quickly in this 4 minutes, where actually you build the fields, and then how do you add the preset and forms? What is the logic? What comes first?
First comes the field section. So settings, clients, and fields. That's your bread and butter. Here you build your fields, you rearrange, you rename them. Let me just move this one to my sidebar group back. Plus field, you select the label, you select the type of the field, you select the group here. So that's first step. From here, the next step is to build matching criteria. So based, and it's under settings, clients, and matching. Based on the fields created under the field section here, you can add matching criteria, and you can connect a profile field and create a preferences field connected to this one. I will not create anything, but how it works, let's say you have a profile field gender, and we created a preferences field, and you can edit the name. It could be anything. Preferred gender is just the simplest name for this field. So that's step number 2. We have profile and preferences fields in place. Then submission form. Once you have all these fields created, you go to your submission form, to the field section, and here in the submission form, you can add whatever you have in your system created before into this submission form. So I can add sexual orientation, ethnicity, and religion to the submission form, to the general information. And then these fields will be a part of a submission form. And then presets.
Yeah, just one small thing. In submission form, you can also rename your fields. So they're gonna have one label inside of the system, other label on your submission form. Just
that's it. You also can have a language, a few languages under submission forms. We allow you to translate each of these fields and choices under the field section into different languages. So label translation, you can translate it into Dutch, Netherlands, French, Spain, Italian, Ukrainian, and Portuguese. Then you can also translate each of the choices in this field to different languages. And then you can create submission form, let's say initially in English. Then you can duplicate it, switch a language in this form to, let's say, Spanish, and you will have the same form in a different language, but doesn't matter which language, which forms your clients will use to submit a profile. In your system, you will have all these answers in English if it's a default language of your system. But it's something more complex. And if somebody will be interested in this part, just let me know and we will help you. And presets, we have 4 places in SmartMatchApp where you can use presets of fields. And also fields first and preferences, and then you can adjust presets. So First place, introduction. So here you can add which fields you want to be visible by default when you send an introduction or mutual introduction from SmartMatchApp. So as soon as I have selected this update field group of fields preset to be an introduction preset, if I will go to, let's say, trees here, and I will send an intro, this update preset pre-selected here, I can check other options. I can see only 5 fields included here. I will go to next, or I will save it, and these fields will be in your introduction preset. So no need every time when you send an introduction to manually add or remove these fields. With the preset, you just do it once, and you can potentially have, I know these cases when our clients have a few different introduction presets, like initial introduction, a short list of fields, and then extended introduction. And then when you send another intro, you use introduction preset. Let's say it's an extended introduction, and it includes more information about the client. So that's the first place. Then request profile update. Let me just fold these groups. When you send request profile update, or when system automatically sends request profile update, you also can manage here which fields will be visible in the request profile update for your clients, which fields will be required in the request profile update. So you can turn on this radio button for the request profile update preset, and then it will not be possible to jump from one group to another if gender, sexual orientation, and birth date are not completed. And also you can have a few different request profile update presets. We do not have any limitations. You can have 2, 3, 4. Next one, default search fields. That's pretty simple. With this preset, you select which fields will be visible under your advanced search by default. So I have gender, birth date, relationship status, ethnicity, religion, and location. If I will go to my database and click advanced search, I have gender, birth date, relationship status, ethnicity, religion, and location. By the way, just in case, you can enable this radio button to simple mode, and then the search will look not so complex without all this and or logics and groups. And the last place where we use presets, it's a member login. When and if your clients have access to log into the member portal, we have this tool in SmartMatchApp. For the member portal, you can select which fields will be visible to them when they log in. Let's say you have a few internal criteria and you do not want your clients to have access to these internal fields. You do not add them to the default preset for profile, or you can rename it to make it more clear. Member portal. And here you also can select for the member portal which fields will be a view only for your clients. Potentially you don't want them to change, I don't know, income. Then income will be visible for members but not editable. Same approach with all other fields. So that's when and how we can use presets in SmartMatchApp.
Cool. Thank you so much. I think this is pretty much end of our presentation, and we can go into the Q&A.
Yep, let's do it.
Well,
I'm excited.
I have added some questions to the document that we have.
Give me one moment, Pete, because to open this one, I will stop presenting for a second.
Yeah, I think let's first answer the questions from the live chat because, you know, that should be, and then we can jump to the form questions.
Yep, I have this. Let's answer live questions. Pete, so let's do it first.
All right. Can you see it? It's actually at the bottom of the document. So just scroll down.
Live questions. Okay, Radka, I think you missed this initial part of the conversation.
No,
when
it's good. It's good. Actually, it was asked before you replied. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How can I determine the fields I want to export to an Excel file? It's pretty simple, and you can do it through a report. Let me just share my screen and I will show you. So now, if you don't want to export the whole list of fields, you go to your reports section, you create a new report. It will be a client report. You can call it export. And then you just add the fields you want to export. So first of all, from a profile, you have first name, last name, let's say an email. And we add these fields, then add columns, and whatever from the profile you want to export. In addition, let's say gender, sexual orientation, age, and religion. Just improvise it here. Then you update this report. As soon as it's updated, you can export the report, and this report will include all this information. So that's how you can do it. So spam folder. Unfortunately, I do not have an easy solution because sometimes emails are going to spam. The only real solution I can propose, we allow you to replace SmartMatchApp mailgun settings, which you have by default, with the custom SMTP email settings, and you actually can use your existing, let's say, Gmail account in SmartMatchApp to send messages to your clients, including request profile update. It's not so easy like to do it. So if you want to do it, let us know. You can email our support or me directly, and I will help.
Hey, Mykola, this is Abdul speaking here.
Hi,
so if we make that change, that means that every email will be sent out by, you know, the email, our general email, meaning there will not be any more this at SmartMatchApp whatever.com.
Exactly. So
and this works. Is this proof? Like, is this validated that this is a working solution?
It's validated. You see here in my test account, I have my Gmail account connected under SMTP, and you can ask in this chat. I think at least 3, 4, or 5 of our clients will tell you yes, it works. We have SMTP settings, and it's fine.
Okay, so I have later today my call with our customer success manager. Would he be able to set us up here?
Yes, Milan.
It's Milan.
Milan knows how to help you with SMTP settings.
Okay.
So yeah, if it's Gmail, if it's something else, we need to involve somebody who's tech savvy. Like if it's Microsoft 365, let's say, then we have some additional stuff to do.
If it's Gmail, means if the email ends in Gmail, or just if the host is Gmail?
If it's hosted in Gmail.
Yeah, okay. In our case, it's hosted in Gmail, so it's fine.
Great. Yep. Then Milan will be able to help you. He knows what to do.
Okay, cool.
Great. So, can we search by email? Definitely. Under the advanced search here, let's just use one of the real email examples. So, Emily, it's a fake email, but we go to advanced search. So instead of gender here, you can click and find email as a search criteria. You can select contain, equal, whatever. And we just
starts with, I think, right?
Yeah, even starts with. You can paste this email, press show, and you have only Emily as a search result.
You can also search, I think, in the normal search.
In a normal search, sometimes it works great, sometimes it's not. It can depend even on if it's capital or not. Okay. But in advanced search, it's the best place to do it.
I know for sure that you cannot search using email in a global search on top right.
Yeah, global search, Elasticsearch is not for emails. It's only for names. And we are going to improve it, I hope soon, but it still needs to be improved. Okay. Okay, thank you, Yuria. I need the option of changing the order of photos. It's not possible right now, and deleting several photos at once. I do not have a real solution for you now. Since we implemented a new version of the system, now we will go back to a normal development process, and we have this task to allow you to change an order of photos in our backlog, so it will be done. How can a map larger? Can I open it in another window? Do you mean? It depends, actually. What we are talking about, because we have a map
about the search, the map in the search. I'm not 100% sure if. Let's see if Victoria is still here.
Yeah. Because map could be a part of a dashboard.
Yeah, Victoria is here. Can we unmute Victoria?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
In the dashboard, where you can see where all the members are located.
So
really
first of all, yeah, it's not in my dashboard. So give me a second.
Okay.
I will. Where is the
dashboard widgets on top?
Yeah. I will add a widget, and we have client map here. That's one. And also we have client world map. That's two. And let's now check how my overview will look like. So we have a world map like this, and you can scroll up and down. And yes. client map, unfortunately, we have a limited space for this map. We can't make it bigger because each of these blocks on your dashboard, they have limited
What if you
size.
remove all the widgets but just leave the map?
No, Pete, it will stay the same. It's just a limitation for the widget, unfortunately.
So it's impossible to see like a whole overview.
You can just scroll up and you will have a world here.
And you will see the numbers.
And then you will see the numbers. So I have 22 customers in the United States. So it
would be great if you could pop out into a new window so you could have a much bigger.
Yeah. I understand it, but unfortunately, it is what it is here. Dashboard is pretty limited in terms of changing sizes and so on.
But let's take a look at this. Maybe we can do something. So
yeah. We will have all these questions. So let's move on. That's actually it. So live questions. What do we have? Autoresponders and Kanban setup. I will not be able to answer this question fast because auto responses, we have an auto reply in the submission form. But if you mean automatical, like AI auto responses or something like this, it's really complex. With Kanban, I can help me or Milan, but it will take at least 10 or 15 minutes to set it up. That's why, unfortunately, not for today's conversation.
Yeah, you can always email us these questions that are not that are more like how-tos, more detailed, setup related. You can email us. We're gonna help out with basically educating you how to do it and even sometimes setting up instead of you. So
yeah. We covered list and types. Thank you. I'm also always learning. That's a good answer. I'd love to be able to preview the form once edits have been made, new and update requests to confirm my changes show up the way it like. Oh, that's an interesting one, and I'm not getting it completely.
We have an ability to preview the form, but it's submission form, so you can.
Yeah, if it's submission form, we allow to open. If this form is embedded into the website and stylized, then unfortunately there is no way to have a preview. It's live. It's a live connection between SmartMatchApp and your website. And as soon as you update something in the form in SmartMatchApp, it will be automatically updated on the website. That's why the only potential proposal I can have here, if you want to adjust your form and track the changes, just duplicate it in SmartMatchApp, embed a new form into some hidden page, which is not visible to your customers, apply some changes, take a look how it's going to look like. If it's fine, apply the same changes to your live form. That's it. I covered this part, how to let matchmakers know and how to let the customer know that his record or her record is already existing in SmartMatchApp. It's an existing client message under submission form, and automation with a trigger client submission exists. With these two, we can cover a lot of cases when clients wants to resubmit. Okay, it's not a question. Great. A mass email with the update profile button. Yes, we allow you to send mass emails. So you can go to your database. If you want to send it to everybody, just select all here, go to Actions, Send Request Profile Update. But if you want to send it to a selected group of people, let's say based on the search results, you want to send Request Profile Update to all ladies, who's from 30 to 40, let's say, and then let's say whose age is empty.
No, you have already age as a search.
Oh, yeah, sorry, bit. Oh, let's say ethnicity is empty. And I have nobody here since these profiles are completed. So let's just assume you have some search results. Here, then you select a few actions, request profile update, and the same approach. You go to next, type message or select it from your templates if you have email templates created. Same approach with mass emails, mass text messages if you have it, will add them. You can send mass messages from SmartMatchApp, but please be careful if you have SMTP settings, especially if it's Google. Google doesn't like spam a lot, so if you try to send a few thousands of messages, your account reputation can be decreased by Google.
Yeah, and that's why you maybe in some cases buy a separate domain from what you already use, separate, and create email boxes on that separate domain and connect that domain for as your email if you're really sending big volume to protect your main domain. You just, pro tip.
Yeah. That's it, Pete. It seems like we did it.
Yeah,
I have answered all the questions live and from an initial submission form.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. It was, for me, it was really good. I like it. We're going to send this recording to all of you. And the next webinar topic, I think, will be about matching.
Yeah.
What you need to know is that we will cover pretty much every single piece of the system. So even if you're not able to join, you're welcome, Lisa. So even if you're not able to join, you're gonna see these recordings. You're gonna have them your email boxes and on our YouTube channel. And if you have some special requests, maybe about these webinars, you can reach out to me. Just some ideas or anything. We want to listen to you and actually help as much as possible. So
yep. And if you have some real questions, how to improve your system, how to do a setup, whatever, you always can reach out to our support and to your customer success managers. We are here to help.
all right. So on that note, let's wrap up. Thank you to you, Julia. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
And
Have a great day, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.